was Uncle Jim, and what was that all about? Well, it was supposed to be an easy video where I slap this magazine in, take it outside, and show you, how it works. But then we ran into clusters, okay? Nothing but clusters, so let's talk about it. I got another cluster right here. You wouldn't believe what's inside of this. That'll be another video. And Lee's reply. All right. So, this is for the bolt action 9mm, which was originally a TCM, which is right here. Rock Island Armory TCM bolt action. I think they stopped making them. They dried up. There's no parts or anything to be found. It's got a bottleneck, so feeding is much easier the way they designed it with that magazine. Now we have straight wall 9mm, and I got this rifle from Kenny. He put a 9mm barrel on it. It's his prototype, and he was making one for taco, but this particular gun, the Rock Island part, not the barrel, had some issues. Some of it's over camming on the bolt. There's a lot of little nitpicky things to make these great, because they are awesome. So he said, hey, do you want this? You want to play with this? And I was like, hell yeah, and it's one of my favorite to shoot suppressed. So, and I want to cover the whole thing. I did a video 2 weeks ago, just shooting it, having fun, laughing. It was too much rambling, like we'll probably do now. But we'll cover everything on this eventually. So, they come with a 5-round magazine, double stack 1911 style. And this one is only theirs, okay? It's made for them. And there's some slight differences. So I got a Medgar mag, 17 round, 1911 double stack for 38 Super 9mm. Okay? They want about $40 something for this. Who knows what the shipping is from Rock Island for their pistols, because they have the same pistol that shoots both TCM and 9mm. You get both uppers, and I believe they use these mags, because looking at the mag, it's got to be this, and they have the same followers. There's just a slight difference for the bolt action, and I'll show you. So on the front you have 2 holes on both. One is here, and these two are close together. Obviously this is made for them. Now the other difference is on the feed lip here, they have a little cutout swoop, and I think that's for when it goes in, it can release and carry up into the feed ramp, where this does not. That's for a 1911. So I stick this in, try it with the dummy round, and boom, hit the wall. Just straight boom. It's not going up. And so I compared the feed lips to both. And what you usually do, are we in focus? Probably not. Is the cluster also. So you take your calipers and you can measure the rear and the front of the feed lips. This one, I don't know if it's just this magazine. It's, brand new from Medgar. But this one is closer in the rear, or further in the rear than it is the front. It's closer up front, and it should be the opposite by about 5 to 10 thou, depending on what gun, what magazine, brand, whatever, in a double stack. Where this one is wider up front than it is the rear. So there's one thing I got to play with. I don't want to show you how I tune feed lips, because I don't want anyone wrecking their magazine because of me. There are tools for these. They're spreaders. And you got to be very careful. It's a hard steel, and it's something you don't manipulate. You don't play with them, okay? You get them set and you leave them alone. The other is you put it on an anvil when you want to bring these closer. There's a little anvil you can get for double stacks like this, the competition shooters. And you can bring the lips over by tapping them in. Don't be taking a pair of needle nose and doing that. That's bad, bad, bad. So I'm going to wing it and try and fix this feed lip now, because this is the cheapest part, the magazine, okay, versus the feed wrap. However, in this case, what they did was genius. So instead of just putting a mag in, going outside, showing you a quickie video, done, no, we're into a cluster now. Now I have the rifle apart. Now when I got this, Kenny did a little bit of the feed ramp work, but I wanted it to fit all my bullets. So I don't know what the stock feed ramp was like in a TCM, because it doesn't really need that much. The bullet's way up here. So when I got the rifle, I worked on the feed ramp a little at a time to get it to feed all the different bullets I use. Now ball's no big deal, but I don't like ball. I like truncated cone in 9mm. That's one of my favorite bullets right there for suppressed. And you can hit the feed ramp because it's a different animal than a pistol, and I'll show you. But the beauty is, the genius is they have a removable feed ramp. One screw right there, and you can take it out, work on it, whatever. So right now I got it in again, and I never quite finished this feed ramp off because I was testing it with different bullets. I'll shoot the 38 183 grain with a special charge, and that thing shoots so good. It shoots low, but it shoots good and quiet, and that's a big blunt bullet also. So with this magazine, everything works, and I had videos on it, and everything feeds beautiful. So this mag's a little different. I don't know if I want to cut out the feed lips and do that. I don't think I'll need to. So I have this out so I can check again, and I'll show you. And this uses a regular mag release off a double stack 1911, which is nice. And you might have seen the little pull loop I had on the bottom of this when I first got it. This spring, and this is all Rock Island stuff. It's not Kenny's stuff. He did the barrel. But it used to be, it wouldn't drop free, and you'd have to pull it out. So I fixed that. And all that was is a lighter spring, because this thing was way too stiff. And it won't come out. You can't yank it out. It won't come out when you're shooting. It's perfect. Just about everything on here is perfect once I get this mag to work. Okay, so this mag, I have everything working great. So this feeds. And those are dummy rounds, by the way. It doesn't matter. You can't fire it anyway. So we're clustering. Now let's put these in this magazine, and I'll show you. And I did want to do a little more tuning on the feed ramp here. Alright, so this one wiggles around a little more because this base kind of sits up against here. It just fits in tighter. Plus this is longer. That's not a big deal. Okay, so worst case scenario is you pinch it in this way to nose it down. Anyway, this hits the wall. Alright, which was perfectly fine with the other magazine. And I didn't want to get too carried away, because what can happen is when you shut the bolt, you could lift up and nose up and not feet. So I gotta be careful of that. But the beauty is I can make these. All right, maybe I'll take it apart and show you. So right now I'm hitting the wall right there. Try and keep the left hand steady. Okay, so we're just going to, and I can force it to work, but then you kind of ding up the end of your bullet, okay? Now here's a ball. That one's much easier, but I don't like ball. So anyway, everything drops free and everything's good. So now I have this where I can see exactly, because it was harder to see in the gun with the receiver in the way and everything. So I can make these easy. Now they have a bevel at the bottom here, and I'll take it out and show you. And I can make it more simple without the bevel. All that little bevel does is kind of right against here, in case your follower was to slip forward, which this doesn't do, so I don't get it. Anyway, I can eliminate that and go straight up with some bar stock. Maybe I'll make one for Taco. Well, I told him I probably would, but I never got to it until I ran into this magazine, which I want to use. Instead of loading 5 rounds each time you shoot, I can do 3 5-round groups and have, this is really hard to load all 17, by the way. It's stiff out of the box, so I'm only interested in 15 rounds, 5-shot groups. I had a lot of fun with it. I put a different scope on it, so that video was toast. Maybe I'll show some in the corner. All right, let's take this out, and I'll show you how easy it is. So I think I'm going to do a little of this and a little of that. This isn't replaceable because these are hen's teeth now. However, this is an easy part to make. So maybe I make one first, or maybe I just tweak this a little. If I screw it up, then I'm making one. All right. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up the front, get it more than the rear here, and it's the opposite. It shouldn't be this way. And then these come right out. It screws in right here. How good is that? So all I need is a piece of bar stock here, drill and tap, do a block. They do have that bevel, but again, I don't think it's important. I can go straight up with it. Okay, so it's easier to shape. You're just doing a bar with some rounded corners that fit in the pocket. Okay, super easy. So I had taken this down a little at a time to make all the bullets happy, and I didn't want to just go straight like this. I did it more like a Browning high powered, the old kind, that kind of round and then go this way, and that keeps things from going up or whatever. So I will have to take a little bit of this hump out, and where this is hitting is way down here. I mean, it's hitting all the way. When it was in the rifle, it looked like it was hitting down here, but now that I got a closer examination, so I'll start here, take off some of the hump, and I never did finish polishing this, but it doesn't need to be beautifully polished. It's a bolt action, and that will be a future video, hopefully this week or soon, because I want to show how this works and everything. But I thought I'd bring you along because this didn't work out of the box. This one works, but I still would like to get a little, well, you can't, yeah, you can see where I slightly ding the nose here. I'm sorry about the focus. When I was using the other mag, slamming her in there, and I'd like to just eliminate most of that and finish what I started here and get this Golden because it is really a fun rifle. And then we'll talk about the other things I did. Another neat thing about this is it has a window here for your sear. And it came with a decent trigger out of the box. But here, let's do it. I did some springs in here, and this has such an awesome trigger now. It was crisp to begin with, so there's nothing done to the sear or anything. And man, it is so much better. I kept all my old springs, but there's nothing stuck as far as springs go in this gun because the mag release needed it, and this was a huge, and it's totally safe. The safety's a little wonky. You have a detent here on your receiver, but it's mushy. You don't get the click. I should fix that. I did do a little on that, but we'll cover all that later. For now, I just wanted to go outside and show you how nice it is to have 17 rounds versus 5. And that was a failure. So until next time, I'll come right back with this. I can try the lips while this is in it, then put it all back together, contour that a little, and we'll go from there. But it's neat, and it's got a neat stock. More companies should do this. I got blue tape holding the screws in right now. This is the Target model, and you have push button for cheek weld, okay? And they have little notches, so you can feel them, each adjustment, okay? Same with the butt. All you do is push a button. You can have a kid shoot it or someone that's 6'8" shoot it. And more companies should do that. They always come up with, oh, just stick the cheek weld on and blah, blah, blah. Do a button. That's not an expensive rifle, people. Why aren't more people doing that? That is awesome. I love that stock. Anyway, until next time, stay tuned for this. Oh, the rant. Oh, ho, ho. Thanks for watching.